It's critical right now, critical that you focus on one of the most important things that is happening right now. The deep state, my friend, is in full blown panic mode. Attorney General Pam Bondi has just sent shockwaves through the establishment with the bombshell revelation. That's right. That Jeffrey Epstein's long hidden client list is now sitting on her desk. And not just sitting there, but ready for disclosure. That's right. After years of cover-ups, legal obfuscations, media silence, we are finally on the brink of exposing some of the most powerful figures in the world who were connected to Epstein's sick empire. President Donald J. Trump has made it clear from day one that his administration is about restoring law and order and trust and transparency, taking down the corrupt elites and draining the swamp once and for all. And now, thanks to the fearless leadership of General Bondi, one of the most sinister scandals of our time is about to explode in the faces of those who thought they could bury it forever, who felt they would always remain unscathed. You see, for years, Epstein operated with near total impunity, protected by a network, a network of politicians and intelligence agencies and spooks and black hats and high-profile figures who ensured that his crimes would remain hidden. But now, with Trump back in charge and Attorney General Bondi leading the charge at justice, the walls are closing in on those who thought they were untouchable. You see, my friend, this is the deep state's worst nightmare. For years, the Epstein case has been the ultimate litmus test of whether the so-called justice system in America is truly blind. And for years, it has failed. You see, under the Biden administration and before that, under the feckless Bush and Obama regimes, Epstein was allowed to operate freely, trafficking and exploiting underage girls while rubbing shoulders and other things with the world's elite. And Bill Clinton flew on Epstein's jet dozens of times. Prince Andrew, deeply entangled in the scandal. Countless Hollywood elites, media moguls, and politically powerful players all had their names whispered in connection with Epstein. But no serious investigations ever took place. Why? Because the people who were supposed to uphold the law were the same ones benefiting from Epstein's blackmail operation. And be not mistaken, it was extortion. It was blackmail. But that's all changing now. With Trump and Bondi at the helm, the days of covering for the elite are over. Pam Bondi has vowed to release the full, unredacted Epstein client list, no matter who it implicates. And the message is clear. No one is above the law. Not the Clintons, not the Obamas, not Hollywood, not the European royalty, and not the billionaire class. This is precisely why the radical left, the deep state, and the shadow government and their media lapdogs are in full-blown meltdown and freak-out mode right now. They know that if this list sees the light of day, the entire corrupt establishment could come crashing down like a house of cards. And the media's complicity in the cover-up, let me tell you something. If you were wondering why the mainstream media is suddenly going radio silent on this case, it's because they're terrified. For years, outlets like CNN, MSDNC, the New York Times, Washington Post all ignored or downplayed Epstein's crimes, either deliberately or pursuant to orders. ABC News was caught red-handed killing a story about Epstein because it would have exposed powerful figures, including Bill Clinton. They had all the evidence. They had the victims' testimonies. They had everything they needed to blow the case wide open, and they buried it. Why? Why? Because the left-wing media isn't in the business of journalism. I know that may come as a shock to you. You see, they're in the business of protecting their own. They spent years breathlessly covering every fake Trump scandal, pushing the Russia hoax, impeachment hoaxes, the scams, the cons, the works, the angles, and the endless lawfare against President Trump, while actively covering up the real crimes that were happening right in front of them. But now with General Bondi's announcement, they won't be able to suppress this any longer. When that client list drops, these main folks, these same media shills will have nowhere to run. They will be forced to cover it, forced to admit it, and forced to admit the fact that they've spent years running interference for some of the worst predators in modern history. The Clintons and the Epstein connection. Let me tell you something. Let's talk about Bill Clinton. The former president of the United States has been one of the most frequently mentioned names in the Epstein case. And yet every time the topic is brought up, the media do everything in their power to protect him. Clinton flew on Epstein's Lolita Express at least 26 times. Doing what? What do you think? Getting frequent flyer miles? Don't go with it. Just let that one go. Some reports suggest the number is even higher. He was documented visiting Epstein's private island, Little St. James, where underage girls were allegedly trafficked and abused, and yet Clinton has never been forced to answer a single tough question about his relationship with Epstein. And we all know why. Because the Clintons have been protected by the establishment for decades. From the Arkansas years to the White House, from the Clinton Foundation's shady dealings to the destruction of 33,000 emails, the Clintons have repeatedly escaped justice, protected, coveted, cared for, cosseted, and in some cases closeted. But this time, there's no James Comey to rig the system for them. No Loretta Lynch to meet Bill Clinton on a tarmac for a secret meeting. Nope. Attorney General Pam Bondi has vowed that justice will be served, and if that means exposing the Clintons and their inner circle, then so be it. The political earthquake that's coming, my friends, it's here. And this isn't just about Epstein. This is about the entire corrupt structure that has ruled over America for decades. The very same people who have been trying to destroy President Trump through impeachments and indictments and lawfare and outright election interference and rigging are the ones who have the most to lose if this list is made public. And it will be made public. Think about it. If Epstein's list contains names of politicians, judges, intel officials, and media executives, what does that mean for the case against Trump? What does that mean for the so-called neutral parties overseeing these politically motivated trials? See, the radical left's entire house of lies could come crashing down in one fell swoop. And that's why they're scrambling to distract the public with more Trump indictments and more baseless legal attacks and more phony scandals and more anything to distract you, to have you look the other way. They want you looking and paying attention anywhere except where the real crimes are happening. But it won't work. Not this time. You see, Trump made a promise. No more two-tiered justice. President Trump has repeatedly said that this administration will restore justice in America and your faith. Unlike Biden, who has used the DOJ as a weapon against his political enemies, Trump is focused on exposing real corruption. And the Epstein files, oh my God, that will just be the beginning. Because President Trump has vowed to go after deep state actors, corrupt politicians, and anyone who used their power to exploit and harm innocent people. The American people are tired of watching elites just getting away with it, committing crimes with impunity, while regular citizens like you and me are persecuted and prosecuted for simply supporting their country. The release of these documents, my friend, will be a defining moment in Trump's second term. It will signal the end of an era where the powerful were immune from justice. This is the moment we've been waiting for. And the reckoning is here, my friend. The Epstein client list represents more than just another scandal. Oh, no. It's a roadmap to the corruption, blackmail, and rot that has infested the highest levels of power. Attorney General Pam Bondi's promise to release this list is a direct challenge to the establishment and is a warning shot that the game is over. Trump and Bondi together are on a mission to take down the worst criminals this country has ever seen. And as the radical left scrambles to contain the fallout, one thing is certain: justice is coming. And the American people deserve to know the truth. They deserve to see every name, every detail, and every cover-up exposed. And thanks to President Trump and Attorney General Pam Bondi, that truth is finally within reach. The swamp is terrified. It is freaking out, and they should be. Because Trump is back, and this time, he's taking no prisoners. What do you think, my friend? What do you think? Your thoughts and comments. I ask you to do a couple of things. First, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment. Comment as you see fit.